Moment of Truth Daily Devotional, as it is written. For today, August 3rd, 2024. Topic: Reliable and Dependable God. Bible text: 2 Chronicles 16, 7-8. And at that time, Hanani the seer came to Asa king of Judah, and said unto him, Because thou hast relied on the king of Syria, and not relied on the Lord thy God, therefore is the host of the king of Syria escaped out of thine hand. Were not the Ethiopians and the Lubims a huge host, with very many chariots and horsemen? Yet, because thou didst rely on the Lord, he delivered them into thine hand. Introduction. From our text we saw the futility of relying on people and the possibility of relying on God. Initially King Asa relied on God and triumphed, but at another time he relied on the king of Syria but missed out and was disappointed. Let me sound this warning to your hearing. Never rely on people if you don't want to be disappointed. Rely wholly and solely on God and you will never be disappointed. They looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. Psalm 34:5. If you don't want to see shame, don't rely on anybody, including yourself. The truth is that God has never let anyone down before. For instance, the 3 Hebrew boys were thrown into the fiery furnace, totally relied on God, and God came to their rescue. As it is written, then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. Daniel 3:24-25. Daniel also was thrown into the lion's den, absolutely relied on God to deliver him, and God did. As it is written, Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My God hath sent his angel, and hath shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me. Forasmuch as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. Daniel 6:21-22. And Daniel ended up becoming relevant in the whole land. Hear me, your reliance on God determines your relevance in life. Some people rely on themselves, but listen to me. It's not bad to believe in yourself, capacity and capability, but in all rely on God. Because self-reliance is gateway to frustration, but to rely on God is the cheapest way to elevation. Some others rely on their expertise and skills, while some rely on charm, voodoo or juju. Also, some rely on parent, brothers, sisters and uncles, but only few rely on God. In conclusion, you see, people will give excuses and explanations as to why they can't help you, but God will never do that. People will let you down, but God will never let you down. Let me tell you today, every challenge in life comes to test your relying mechanisms. Take note, whenever there is a challenge, who comes to your mind to call first is who you rely on. Is it God that comes to your mind first to call for help, or your parents or uncles? This is how to know who you rely on. My friend, rely on God. To rely on people is to end up as a liability and a burden. But if you rely on God, He will cause good people to rally round you. What you must do: God is ever reliable and dependable, but you must 1. Believe totally in God. 2. Trust absolutely in Him. 3. Call genuinely upon Him. 4. Engage continually in praise. 5. Rely consistently on His word. Pray this prayer: Father, help me to rely totally on you and never on myself or people around me. In Jesus' name, I pray for you. No more disappointment for you. No more promises and fail in your life. That issue of concern that made you to rely on people shall be turned to a testimony. for you, and you shall have peace and rest round about in Jesus' name. Further reading, Proverbs 3, Psalms 64. Please like, share, and subscribe. God bless you in Jesus' name. Till tomorrow, when this devotional shall come to you again, remain blessed. Jesus is Lord. I am Pastor Ezekiel Ajoba.